Hello and welcome to the show. Now, you guys wanted to see me build a Subaru SVX for the rally car series, so that is what I'm going to try and do. An interesting choice from you lots in terms of a car to use, but something quite different. I like the look of the SVX. I've never built a good one on Forza 6, but I do quite like the look of it, and who knows whether it will be good for this rally car series. Now, it does start off as all-wheel drive, so we won't need to be changing that. Engines-wise, we will come back to it. I don't know if we're going to need to change engines to get this to the top of S1 class. We are, of course, going to be wanting some aero. Likewise, we're going to be wanting some of the nice off-road racing tyres. Now, this vehicle is on the bit of the heavier side, a bit of a larger side. Now, we saw the Manta have a lot of trouble being so incredibly light across some of the faster, bumpier sections. Now, this is not going to have that same issue, but whether we're going to not quite have the power to weight ratio, essentially. That was one of the big issues with this car in Forza 6. It's gained PI points very, very quickly, intended to be quite sluggish, but the class system are completely different on Horizon 3, so I don't know quite what we're going to be getting out of this one. Of course, rally suspension going to be very, very important. I'm hoping with the weight reduction, we're going to get it maybe under 3,000. Okay, we're down to 2,984, but we're not even up into S1 class yet. What I am going to try, we'll see if we can get the standard engine. I don't know what power it's going to get. We will see if we can get the standard engine to the top of S1 class. As I said, I want to be doing that with these vehicles. There are some, though, that will have to be changed. This one, looking at it, it's probably going to be okay. In fact, I don't know how much power we're going to get from this engine here. Probably not an astronomical amount, but it will be enough to get us to the top of S1. Exhaust. Lovely, lovely weight-saving exhaust. I don't think we're going to be seeing 700 horsepower out of this. Just looking at the way the PI is going up. Regardless, we're not going to be getting 700 horsepower out of the Subaru here. And I think this could potentially be... Oh, crap, one thing I do need to do. Gearbox, because the standard gearbox in this car is shockingly awful. Okay, I did already put that in there. Good. Did I go through all of this? I was not really thinking, I guess. Yeah, we need to have the gearbox, all of those parts, because the standard gearbox is just shockingly awful in the Subaru. I was kind of working on instinct in building cars. Well, at least I kind of was doing the right thing. Anyway, so power-wise, okay, got a bit more power than I was expecting out of it, actually. 602 horsepower, 503 torque. All in vehicle weighs 2,900 pounds. I think it's actually looking pretty decent all round. We might as well get the flywheel in, you know, that's 4 pounds less, much like a flywheel for no PI, so seems like a sensible option to me. I think we're ready to go with the Subaru. So it can get to the top of S1 class with its standard engine. Hopefully, it'll be pretty good come the rally course. Of course, for testing out the Subaru, we have come to the Reservoir Trail. It will get 3 runs through the rally stage to try and go as fast as possible. Our current target time set by the Ford Ute to 236.2 is what we are going to be aiming to try and beat with the Subaru. Now we start off on this nice high-speed tarmac section. Oh, the front of the car gets turned in lovely. That gets turned in really very well. We can be flat out through that section. This is nicer handling than I remember my motorsport, one of the Motorsport 6 cars ever driving like. So yeah, liking it so far. Indeed, it does get turned in actually really quite nicely. The big question, can I carry speed through these corners? Ooh, we got a little bit caught out on the bridge almost, kind of the curbing going on the outside, not quite where you want to be. Ooh, get back down on the ground car, spending quite a lot of time in the air. Not kind of bounced out that far wide before with the vehicle, but there we go. Now, across these jumps, we are going to be flat out down here, no problem whatsoever in the Subaru. Really chuck the car and you can get away with it. You really can throw this Subaru around. Does it deal with these high-speed landings nicely? Yes, indeed it does. Well, that's probably that's carrying way too much speed. Okay, I got a little bit excited, I'll be honest. We got a little bit excited with the Subaru, and we can't quite get away with, well, all of that speed. Okay, drive it through the water. Well, we're not getting quite thrown about as much as we did in the Opel. I can't get away with being flat out absolutely everywhere. It was worth a try, though, to see if we could with the Subaru. Now, this jump has caused issues with the Manta, but not too bad. I don't know what's going on with the freaky bush. What? Okay, why is there a bush slightly phasing in and out of my car at random? I'd rather not be having that going on. Let's be honest. I don't know if I took out that tree or whether I just got incredibly close to it. Oh, let's get turned in through there, so on that wider line, through the puddle there. Now, this is the big test for the cars in terms of surviving the bumps. It's the fastest section. It's been okay so far. This is a fast section, and I cocked it up. That was that was my bad. I was kind of sliding as we hit the jump, which meant as we came down, we were at all sorts of a wrong angle. Okay, well, I mean, as far as the car goes, I think we can get away with a little bit more in this than we could possibly in the Manta, but we still can't get away with too much. Still can't get away with too much at all down there, which I was kind of hoping for a little bit more in that kind of department. I was hoping I could get away with a bit more with the SVX. Not a good run. Not a good run, that one. However, it's a solid base to begin with. It's got surprisingly good turning, especially on that tarmac section, which is always nice. So yeah, we shall try again and hopefully go nice and quickly. Right, it is on to our second race. We have a random Ghost Subaru, I think, going on at the moment. Well done, game. Apparently, car ghosts at the start of these runs are going to be a thing. Got to keep the SVX out of the trees. Basically, that is what we must do. It can be. I don't. Like, my brain is telling me that I can't be flat out through that corner, but the SVX is capable of doing it. It's about 150 mile an hour corner. That is not a slow part of the track, and the SVX is perfectly happy taking it flat out. There's actually quite a nasty hairpin, this one, to get the car slowed down for. Now, this not got the power of the Ute or the lightness of the Manta. I doubt it's going to be amazingly quick at the first section. Well, that's not the line I wanted to take through there, but it amazingly worked. Well, I'm never going to be able to do that as well as that ever again. However, we did survive through the section. Oh, got the wrong side of the trees. Small panic there. Well, I'm taking all sorts of fascinating lines on this run. If this run turns out to be amazingly fast, I'm never going to be able to get a car around the course in this manner. Probably ever again. Certainly not as neatly controlled. Okay, big landing. We are good. That's a secondary bounce up. And I think that's what caused a little bit of problems for the Manta. It's just unsettling the SVX. I don't particularly like it, but there we go. Now we jump into the water. We don't quite jump as far into the water as we have seen from previous vehicles. Yeah, probably going to put it down into third. Now we can be quick up this section, but make sure we're not aiming too much to the right, otherwise we'll end up in the trees. Actually, that was very nice through there. We've still got the weird bushes glitching out around the place. I have absolutely no idea what is going on with them. I can't really think about that too much, though, as we now fly our way in towards the water. Ooh, it doesn't get through the water that nicely. That was actually turning in a bit better than I have done with well, some of the runs with the Manta and the Ute. It doesn't like that water so much. We were having issues. Oh, we're still having issues with a little bit of a light back end around there, but what can you do? Oh, I had to have a lift. There's no way I'm going to get that flat because we are all over the place down that section. Somehow we have recovered it back to pointing towards the next corner. Oh, those bumps are so vicious. Over the course of this series, those bumps are going to claim so many cars. We're very sideways around the final turn. It's going to be half decent, but it's not going to be challenging the previous two cars. I know we lost big time on those bumps. I know we lost a fair bit of time. just being thrown about. So, one more chance from the Subaru. No weird ghostiness on the start line. This time out to try and go quicker than that Ute. I think it might be a bit of a tall order from the SVX, or for the SVX, but I'm going to give it the best shot that I can. I mean, it certainly does feel quick through these tarmac sections. I wonder if we are just lacking perhaps the acceleration of the 700 horsepower Ute when it comes to... there's quite a lot of accelerations on this track. It is a very, very fast rally stage, so perhaps that is where the SVX is struggling. It does feel quite nice to drive. It feels better to drive than I was expecting in some ways. My history of these in Forza 6 being so awful, we are running it so dangerously across that bridge. I'm going to fall off that bridge one day doing that. I believe the crash barrier there is destructible, so that at some point with one of these cars I am going to fall off of that bridge, especially doing shenanigans like that. We are a bit neater through these jumps. I think I was a little bit spoilt when I had the Ford go out first. The Ford was so lovely and planted across these bumpy sections. This is a little bit better than the Manta, but this kind of loses control in different ways. The back end lets go very, very easily. The Manta just got completely thrown about. The back end gets all loose at the wrong moments, and that causes issues. Either way, I've been very, very quick through the next couple of corners. I think we're doing pretty good in terms of time, which is we're going to lose, I think, on the back straight. The very, very bumpy back straight is where we might have issues. Now, this one here, we want to aim to the left to make sure we don't end up in the trees. Got the car stopped nice and early. Whoa, I don't know, it's a completely different part of the track, and we're finding bushes throwing up randomly at us. That is a very, very peculiar glitch going on. I might have changed out too many gears by accident. Water section now. I'm sticking out very wide with this car. It is really not liking the water, so I turned in a little bit too late and then figured I could actually make the most out of going a bit wider. This does not like the water for whatever reason, and that was actually quite a good run through that section. Now, this is where we've got problems. I have to have a big lift on the run into this part, and I'm still not confident with the Subaru. We are sorted out now for high-speed jump down here. It is a big jump and another big jump for the SVX. Now we get turned in to the second to last corner, running up towards this final turn. Very, very wide on the exit. You can really chuck the car in. Oh, it's going to be quick. Is it going to be quick enough? Yes, it is. I lose against the rivals' time, but that is not the time set by the Ute. We go fractionally faster. That was a mega run. I'm pleased with that run. That was a bloody good run with the Subaru. Oh, it just beats the Ute. It just managed it. We're talking 0.2 of a second faster than the Ford. And the Ford feels a lot more stable. Certainly, the SVX has got some fantastic turning. Great fun to throw it through the corners. The Ford certainly feels a lot more stable of the two, and you can see the kind of hesitation going on down that back straight with the huge bumps. Gotta be cautious, gotta be careful with the Subaru. Very easy to lose the back end through all of that, but I didn't. Made up the time earlier on in the lap. Yeah, good handling car actually. Very, very well suited to this. So thank you for the recommendation, guys. This I probably wouldn't have driven this car much at all in Horizon 3. Actually turns out to be pretty damn nice when built to rally spec. So yeah, we're going to have a look at the wheel spin that I'm going to get, hopefully, from that. I thought I did level up. Maybe it didn't. I have to go back to. Yeah, I did like the design. Good design. I might have to go back to the main game to go and find the wheel spin. We have a new leader anyway for now in the rally car builds. It is only by a fraction for the Subaru at the top, ahead of the Ford. And fingers crossed we can go get something interesting from the... Now, we've gone through all of this and I'm going to get 4,000 credits. I am aware of that. We might get a Horizon Edition car. That's kind of why we're going through all of this. Oh dear. Come on, game. We can do this. We can get an exciting car, and this is going to be totally worth all of your while hanging around, waiting for this wheel spin. Okay, there's not even a Horizon Edition car available as a prize, which is disappointing. Please make it worth the audience's while. I mean, we won the best prize. Thank you, game. I approve of you at least making it worthwhile. Everyone who has hung around till this point. Well done, you guys. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.